He has 25 centimeters of hair, but not six figures in the bank. After 495 days without a trim, a viral Manchester United fan brushed off claims his influencer fame has banked him millions. Sign up for the Man United newsletter. Thank you. United superfan Frank Ilett is now just one win away from finally being able to cut his hair credit. Supplied. Frank is refusing to cut his hair again until Man Utd win 5 games in a row. Credit. Instagram. The 29-year-old is over 16 months into his journey at this point. Credit. Instagram. United superfan Frank Ilett is now just one win away from finally being able to cut his hair for the first time in 16 months. Frank, widely known as the United Strand online, vowed last year to continue growing his hair until the Red Devils secured 5 wins in a row. The challenge began in October 2024 under Erik ten Hag, but dragged on through Ruben Amorim's tenure, where it took a year to claim just 2 wins on the bounce. But current head coach Michael Carrick effectively holds the scissors. A victory against West Ham on Tuesday is all that stands between Frank and the barber's chair. Read more. Man Utd. Speaking to Sunsport in a UK exclusive, the 29-year-old denied claims that he's made a fortune from media and sponsors over the last 16 months. Frank said, "I'm definitely not the millionaire that some people think I am. There's been a lot of talk about making millions, but that isn't the case. It's not as well paid as some people think. But that's not why I started it in the first place." Though he's worked with brands like Paddy Power, set up an e-commerce business and rubbed virtual shoulders with celebs like H, the real currency of his journey has been resilience. Most read in football. Best free bets and betting sign-up offers. Frank said, "The real pain has been not being able to see properly. It's actually lucky that I wear glasses because the frames kind of prop my fringe up a bit. I can hardly see most of the time now. It needs to get gone." The fan from Oxford, who lives in Spain, will be live streaming during the game in the hope of ending a near 500-day wait. He is still waiting for his agent to broker the perfect deal for the big trim. If and when he does finally have his haircut, Frank will donate it to the Little Princess Trust, a UK charity providing wigs to children who lost their hair due to illness. Frank said, "I'm also doing a fundraiser for them. I think we've raised about £6,000 for them so far. It's a really great charity, with great people there too. The length of my hair is 25 centimeters now, which is thankfully long enough to be able to donate." Frank has signed Argos as his official delivery partner, to fast-track all the shaving and grooming tools required for the cut. Frank has signed Argos as his official delivery partner, to fast-track all the shaving and grooming tools required for the cut. Credit. Supplied. What Frank looked like at the start of his stunt. The volume of his main rival beats the club's most famous head of hair. Marouane Fellaini was definitely the better athlete. I think my hair might have actually surpassed him now, though," he jokes. Curl cream companies have approached Frank to use their products, and fans have asked him for autographs around Old Trafford, including after the hectic Lyon clash in the Europa League. He has also faced the ugly side of fandom, with one individual receiving a ban for aggressively pulling his hair after September's 2-1 win over Chelsea. There's been a lot of talk about making millions, but that isn't the case. Frank Ilett, Sunsport. Other match-goers quickly intervened to protect Frank, and the club investigated the incident. issuing an indefinite ban to the perpetrator. Frank confessed he had no hope when United pivoted to an interim manager search in January. But Carrick masterminded a remarkable revival and is the first manager to get Frank into prime position for a trim. After beating City, Arsenal, Fulham and Tottenham, Carrick believes that a Hammers side sitting third from bottom in the Premier League will pose a different challenge for his team. Marouane Fellaini was at United between 2013 to 2019. Credit. Reuters. Frank. Jared Bowen definitely poses a threat. I think the other one I'm worried about is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He always turns up against his old club. He was definitely underrated during his time at United, but I think it's almost written in the stars for Carrick to beat his former side West Ham. He obviously played for Spurs as well, and that was the last game. It feels like the perfect ending, really. Frank said Carrick should be considered for the permanent job in the summer if keeps up this winning streak, but Thomas Tuchel is his ideal candidate. He said, if he continues with the results that we're getting and even the football that we're playing, of course he should be in that conversation. I think Tuchel is still my top pick. He was the manager that I wanted before we signed Amorim. Carlo Ancelotti should be in that conversation, too. Recommended stories. Yet, he concedes he would trade the haircut for a trophy, willing to keep the locks forever just to see United win the league. Ultimately, the fan in him won out, admitting, I would have to sacrifice myself and win the league for sure. Man Utd ratings versus Fulham. Manchester United made it 3 out of 3 under Michael Carrick with a thrilling 3-2 win over Fulham. There were some superb performances across the pitch as they kept up their charge for a Champions League spot. But who was the brightest star, and who could be on their way out regardless of who is manager next season? Read Catherine Walsh's player ratings right here to find out. Comments.